Welcome to Scrivener 3 Fundamentals, compiling your Scrivener project to Microsoft Word. I'm Vanessa Keir. In this video, which is part 2, I'm going to talk about customizing a template. If you watched the first video in this series, you'll remember that I walked you through how to use the preset Scrivener templates to get your manuscript out of Scrivener and into Microsoft Word. But maybe those formatting choices don't exactly match to what you need. So in this video, we'll talk about how to customize a template. First, let me start by explaining how compile styles are applied. Styles are applied according to the hierarchy of folders and text documents in your binder. Each level of hierarchy in your binder can be assigned a different section style, and Scrivener will highlight in yellow in the compile window all the documents that will be receiving the style that you are applying. Beyond the templates. In this video, I'm going to pretend that I need to format my manuscript to meet a specific set of guidelines that falls outside of Scrivener's pre-existing templates. Customization at the chapter level. So here is what my example guidelines require for chapter level formatting. Chapter titles must be bold, 16-point, Palatino, and all caps. Chapter numbers are to be represented by numbers, not text, and there will be no section titles. At the text level, my guidelines require the body font to be 13-point Palatino, spacing at 1.5 lines. The first line should be indented even first paragraphs, and all text documents should be separated by a tilde. And for headers and footers, my example guidelines require the author name to be at the far left of the header, the title to be in the upper right of the header, the page number to be centered in the footer, and the header and footer font should be Palatino 10-point. So let's go over to Scrivener and see how to do this. Once again, I'm using the novel sample project that I got from the Literature and Latte website from their media kit. So I'm going to go up to File, Compile. And the preset templates are on the left here. Last time we used the manuscript times to get our manuscript out of Scrivener and into Word. So since this format is close to what I want my final product to look like, I'm going to customize this template. If you click on any of the section layouts in this middle column and then hit the pencil to edit, you get a little warning box telling you that you can't edit this because it's a built-in template within Scrivener. So what you want to do is you can duplicate the format and edit the layout. So you could either click here on this button right here, or you could go down to the lower left and click the plus button, and then you get the duplicate and edit format here. So up here you see that it's using the format name manuscript times copy. So I'm going to change this to manuscript Palatino. And I could save this to the project formats, or I could save it just to my formats. I'm going to save it to the project formats. Okay, so over here on the left is a column that gives you the various choices you have when you're editing this. And in the middle, on the top here, this is a list of all of the current section layouts. Now, for the purpose of this video, I am not going to create any new section layouts. I'm just going to modify ones that already exist. So for example, we already have one that talks about the chapter title. So if I click on this, then in the lower part is where I can make my edits. If you remember, I said that I wanted my chapter title to be bold. So I will highlight this and I make it bold. Then I click on the little letters here to show the fonts panel. And then I'm going to go up and choose Palatino. And I said I wanted this to be in 16. So over here, I'll change it to 16. And you can see that that changed it here in the editing window. That's all I'm going to do in this fonts panel, so I'll close that. Next, I need to change my chapter title to all caps. And to do that, I go over here to Title Options. Now, this can be a little bit confusing. Over here on the right, it says Title Case, and it says Normal. What it's referring to here is the same title that's in this first column here in this top section. And what that refers to is the names of your items in your binder. So in this case, the word chapter and the number are actually under this section, the title prefix here. So the difference here is that if I change this title case over on the right from normal to uppercase, and then I go back to my formatting window, you'll see that it changed this section title to all caps, but it didn't touch the chapter 1 because again, it considers that to be a prefix. So I need to go back to this title options, and it's this title prefix box underneath. It says case, and here I need to change it to uppercase. If I go back to my formatting window, and now chapter 1 is in all caps. Next, I need to change my number from the word 1 to a numeric. So I go back to title options, and you'll notice that there's a code after chapter, and this is what's telling Scrivener how to format the number count of that type of item in your binder. So this is the auto numbering code and the format. So it's telling Scrivener, in this case, for all the chapters, count them, number them sequentially, and use the T here represents text. So I'm just going to delete that, put an N there instead for number, go back to formatting, and now you see that I have the number 1. And then I wanted to make sure that I have no section titles. So that will actually be handled up above here. Under this title column, I will just untick the title option, and that will remove the section title. So right now, my chapter is formatted according to my new guidelines. The next area I want to go down to is going to be my section text. So we have section text right here. Now, let's see. I wanted this to be 13-point Palatino. So just highlight this. I'll go over to my fonts panel, choose Palatino, and I said I wanted it to be 13 point. So I will change that. And again, I wanted my spacing to be 1.5. I will do that. And I'm not including a title, so I don't have any title options. Settings. I decided I do not want to remove indents from first paragraphs, so I'm just going to click it to do not change. And that is assuming that in my actual manuscript that I have indents for all of my paragraphs. The final customization I need to make for my text documents is to change the separator character from a hashtag to a tilde. So for that, I go to this separators area over here on the left, and then under the section layouts, I click on the section I want to customize, which is section text. And separator between sections, I will change it from the hashtag to the tilde. And then if there are blank line separators, if there's 2 blank lines in a row, this is saying what do you want to separate those with. So I'll just change that to a tilde as well. All right, so the last area I need to make customizations in is in the area of the header and footer. And for that, I go over here to the left and go down to page settings. Now you'll see that under options, it's already had ticked different header and footer on first pages. Usually when you're submitting a manuscript, you might not want your title and your name showing up on the first page of a chapter. So that's what that does. But what we're concerned with is this header and footer text. So we're going to talk about on the main body. Now my special guidelines say that I want the author name on the left and the title on the right. So we already have the codes in here from the template, so I'm just going to cut that and paste it to the left, and then get rid of the /, and then I need to go to the end of this area to get the page number. And again, I'll cut that, and I want that in the center, and then again I don't need the /. And then for the fonts, I am just going to go here and click the T, and I'm going to do recently used, which should bring up Palatino, and I want this to be Palatino 10 point, so that's good. And then the same for the footer, Palatino 10, and then I am done. So those are the basic customizations that I set out in my introduction. So I'm going to save my format, and now I'm back over here in my compile window, and you can see that I have project formats and my customized format is listed there. And as I mentioned, if you click on each area, it will show you the formatting. Now I didn't do any changes to the title page or anything. In fact, I'm actually just going to untick that because I don't want that. I don't really care about that. Chapter folder, again, it highlights in yellow what areas are going to get that. And you can see that the changes I made, the bold and the number, etc., are here. And again, this is my scene. All of my scene are getting this format. And again, you can see that there is a first paragraph indent and my tilde is showing up here. So this little preview looks good to me. So it still says compile for Microsoft Word 97 to 2004 up top here. So I'll go down to the lower left and hit compile. And this is good, so I will export. And here we go with the full version of my customized manuscript. You can see that the header is exactly the way I anticipated it being. Same with my chapter, my paragraph. You've got the tilde, you've got the page number at the bottom. So that appears to have been successful. In summary, it's easy to create a customized compiled template. First, decide what format you want for each level of hierarchy in your binder. Then find the Scrivener template that's closest in format to what you want. Create an editable copy, apply your customizations, then save for future use and compile. It's that easy. So that concludes this video. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Happy writing! Bye!